Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabby.
And I'm Jamal.
And today's video is going to be all about our trip that we posted the other day. We went to Majestic, Elegance, and stayed there for 4 nights, 5 days. And we're gonna just basically share everything with you, from transportation, from flight to the ratings and if we recommend this resort or not. So stay tuned, y'all.
Let's go.
Okay, so like we stated before, and as you saw in our previous video, we went to Majestic Elegance at Playa Mujeres, Costa Mujeres in Cancun, and we had a wonderful time there. We were celebrating our 2-year anniversary, and we're going to tell you all about it.
Yeah, from start to finish, it was pretty cool. Excuse my voice, guys. I'm dealing with a little bit of allergy problems. But from start to finish, the trip was pretty chill. Everybody there was very accommodating. But yeah, we enjoyed it, and we hope you guys like our version of how we think things went. I guess to start out from traveling, we actually flew in to New Jersey. Gabby and Aaron flew into New Jersey a few days before, and just due to work, I flew in and met them in New Jersey. And Gabby and I traveled from there on. Gabby and I traveled from Newark, which is essentially our hometown in New Jersey, to Cancun. So all in all, the trip was pretty much a combo trip, actually, from us seeing parents and family members to kind of just going from Newark home to Cancun. We're gonna go ahead and
show you Aaron, because Aaron, can you say hello? Hi.
Yes.
So she's over here trying to eat some snacks that we have here on this table here, and for some reason she's still saying hi. For some reason, like, we're looking at her and we're looking off of the camera, but we wanted to let y'all know that we're not being rude, and this is the reason why. This little face right here.
So we'll try to go ahead and kind of go through the spiel of this video here. Like I said, starting out with transportation, we left from Newark, New Jersey, our hometown, and got into Cancun at about, I want to say maybe 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we did. We definitely, like Jamal said, we went there to basically kill 2 birds in 1 stone, hang out with our family, but also had the opportunity to leave Erin with her grandparents. Both our parents, Jamal's parents and my parents, live in and reside in New Jersey, and we're from there, and they live right around the corner from each other. So they got time to spend time with their grandbaby, and we got time to have some husband and wife time, and not mommy and daddy, really. So that flight was good. We got there about 1, like Jamal stated. It was a nonstop flight.
It was a nonstop flight
from Newark to Cancun.
When we got there, it was a pretty convenient kind of like checkout through customs and things of that nature.
Yeah, customs was pretty easy. We just we were able to go through, get our bags, and just wait outside and look for our transportation.
Yeah, I think literally there was there was no line actually when we got off the flight. That was pretty cool. And from there we kind of grabbed our luggage, and not to go over how we booked the trip completely, but from there we kind of grabbed our luggage, and we met with the gentleman who was giving us a ride from the airport to our hotel. And that entire thing, I want to say, took no more than 30-45 minutes or so.
Right. And because you guys know we traveled during the pandemic, it's still a pandemic here, and we decided to book a private transfer. We're at first considering a group transfer or like a shared transfer, but after like thorough calculations, honestly, we just decided to do something private.
Yeah, it was COVID going on. I'm very tall, so it was just not wanting to deal with the uncomforts of being around
Legroom.
a bunch of people and having to deal with legroom and you know, accommodating other people's comfort. And I think the difference was maybe about $10. It wasn't
right. It wasn't
too
much.
crazy
No,
anyway, so
I want to say
we're
okay.
fine.
Maybe it was a little bit more than $10. I want to say the difference was maybe. The total I remember was exactly $38 round trip more than a regular shared ride. So if you
Still
see
not
any of
bad,
those
right?
prices, it's still not bad. It's really
Right,
convenient.
that's to the hotel itself, and then when your trip is over, they kind of double back and pick you guys up with the same sort of accommodations.
So we had about a 45-minute ride from Cancun airport, to the resort itself. And when we got there, it was just breathtaking.
That was cool.
It was really nice to just walk in and be accommodated. Of course, with COVID, we had to get our temperature checked. We didn't have to have a negative COVID test to go to Mexico. I'm not sure what the rules are now for that, but we didn't need a negative COVID test, but we needed a negative COVID test, as you guys all know, to get back into the US. So we got there and we had to check in through our VIP. And you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and not and I don't know if it was just due to the hotel's occupancy at that time, but literally as we got out of our car, someone was there checking us in. So as the gentleman that took us to the hotel was taking our luggage out of the vehicle, we were already providing our names and gearing up to go check in. Now we got to the hotel. Our check-in was at 3. Our room wasn't ready until about 3:30, 3:45. We got to the hotel at like 2:45. So we got there. We gave the gentleman our bags. We had to go ahead and sanitize our hands.
They sanitized the bags, our feet.
They sanitized the bag. They sanitized your feet. Then we had to take our temperature. And then from there, we were already into the check-in process. They were letting us know when our room would be ready. They allowed us to go to the whole buffet deal that they had
and
going
eat something until that was ready.
Mm-hmm.
When we got back, we were given our room, but we had to go through another section where we were told who our butler was. We had to give them our numbers and made sure that we downloaded WhatsApp to be able to stay in contact with him. And we were taken to our room. And as you guys saw in the video, the room was amazing.
Right. The room was definitely pretty cool because it was our 2-year anniversary. Unfortunately, last year because of COVID, we were limited to what we could do. So we did kind of try to go ahead and do as much as we could to enjoy ourselves, and this hotel had amazing rates with some of the room deals that they had, and we had a really nice room, as Gabby just mentioned, and you guys can see it in the actual video of the trip. We had a really nice room.
And had a private pool.
Yeah, had a really cool infinity pool in the room and things of that nature. But all in all, it was just great. Like I said, we maybe got our room at about 4 instead of 3. But like I said, they were super accommodating. We went ahead and ate something at the buffet that they had. They provided us with drinks. The bar obviously was an all-inclusive place, so we took advantage of that from jump.
Yeah. And speaking of the bar, like, I've been to a few resorts, and sometimes their drinks are a little bit watered down. I'm not gonna lie. You need maybe 3 or 4 drinks before you feel a little something. But this place, I mean, top shelf liquor, and the drinks are not watered down. I honestly, if that's the type of thing that's up your alley, you won't have to worry about watered down drinks. It is actually worth the all-inclusive package.
Yeah, I'm not too much fazed by the drink.
Right, he's not a drinker.
I don't drink like that. But to have that accommodation, you know, I was definitely ordering my cranberry juices and my ginger
ales.
But
you had like a few things. I think I forced you to try a local beer with me.
Right. They got, rum and Coke here or there.
Right.
But yeah, to have that accommodation, like Gabby said, was pretty cool. Where we were located in the hotel, our room was assigned a butler. Now, this doesn't mean that this guy is here
waiting
at all points in time for us. No, he does communicate
through WhatsApp.
Through WhatsApp. He was awesome.
Alvaro.
Check
him out.
Check out Alvaro.
Ask for him. He's amazing.
He was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like we said, the hotel accommodations was dope, mind you, but they, like we said, were at 65% occupancy, which means that they were also limited staff-wise.
Right.
So if we needed extra towels and whatnot, and housekeeping couldn't get it to us, Alvaro ran up there and gave us towels.
He would just like leave it in the room, tell us like, hey, I dropped something off in your room. If like anything, like he just went above and beyond, and we really appreciate that. Even for our 2-year celebration on the 15th, he had our room decorated for us. We had a little certificate that said, you know, our names, happy 2-year anniversary.
He brought us a
bottle.
He brought us a bottle of liquor, right? Like I said, I'm not too much fazed by it, but he asked us our preference, and he was able to accommodate. It was pretty cool. We traveled with it, and we got a chance to taste them just the other day. But all in all, it was great having Alvaro with us.
Yeah.
Which leads into him accommodating room service for us, like food and things of that nature.
For sure.
I mean, the food was good.
The food was good. Before we get to food, continue with the room. The room does come with 24-hour room service. So 24-hour room service. If you're hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're probably going to have like a 40-minute wait before your food gets here. But it's 24-hour room service. Okay, so we're not saying like to overindulge, but it's 24-hour room service. And if you're hungry in the middle of the night or as early as 6 o'clock, like order some food. And it's pretty good. The options were really good. I think they, if you had to like use an app.
I mean, I'd say consider street foods in small bites. You know? You're not gonna get a steak, you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning. Did they have that?
I mean, they had different times. So they like on like through the app, it like basically told you like it had like a little sun next to it. It had like, you know, like lunch and nighttime, like a little moon. So you had your menu for each time and whatever you wanted. Erin is just like, yeah.
She wasn't there, so she's telling us why she's upset at that. No, but yeah, they had some really cool options. I think we took advantage of like late night stuff. So we had a lot of the street foods, like the pizzas and the burgers.
And French fries. I did have like some type of like tempura, shrimp tempura, vegetable tempura. That was really yummy.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
For sure.
And some type of pasta too. So moving on to the resort itself, the beach, the pools. What are our thoughts about it? What's your initial thought when you like walked in and you looked at the resort and we walked around?
I mean, I think the resort was tight. The fact that it was definitely beautiful for sure, but the fact that there was areas of the resort that we hadn't even seen from being there so long, it was huge. And what was really cool to me was that it was a family resort / adults only resort on a separate section. And, you know, with walking throughout the entire resort, you couldn't tell that there was like a family area where there was a bunch of kids. It was pretty secluded how they had the rooms, and everybody was just kind of to themselves. Like we said, it was 65% occupied. But like I said, the fact that the resort was so big, we didn't see everything, was just pretty cool to me.
So if you're looking to have a vacation or just be like, you know, a couple's vacation, book through the VIP section. And if you're looking to accommodate your family, book through the regular. Either way, both sides are completely beautiful, completely clean. The grass is just beautiful, and the beach is just, I mean, the water was just...
The water was beautiful. The water was definitely
so beautiful. And they cleaned the beach every day. There was one day that it had some seaweed, which was the day we actually took pictures. But it was nonetheless just gorgeous.
The beach was gorgeous. The resort itself was gorgeous. They kept it maintained. We would wake up... We were early birds, so sometimes we would wake up at about 6:37 in the morning, and the landscapers would be out there kicking butt. The pools were awesome. They had one area where they hosted a bunch of kind of like events for the people there, which was pretty cool.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. And it was just tight to kind of just be around that. You didn't have to be in the pool. You didn't have to be involved with what they had going on to take advantage. So we took advantage of just kind of seeing what they had going on there while using the pool in our room, which we enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah. So we're watching Erin because Erin's always up to something. She's 17 months and she finds everything and touches everything. Everything goes into her mouth. So we're like, one of us is either looking here or someone's looking over there. So forgive us for that. But some of y'all are parents, so y'all understand.
But no, yeah, the resort was cool. The pools were cool. And the beach was awesome, like we said. Great place to take photos if you guys are there and want to enjoy your time as a family. Take family photos.
Yeah.
The photography group was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's on site.
Everything was pretty much a one-stop shop. They had stores there where you can buy swim gear,
gift
shops,
alcohol.
They had a cigar bar, which is pretty cool. A sports bar. It was just top notch for sure. And you know, it just kind of capped off how much we enjoyed the trip. Definitely.
Okay, food.
Food was good. Food was definitely pretty good, for sure. I am not a big foodie. I'm definitely one to kind of stick to the norm, but I wouldn't say just completely, because I'm open to trying new things.
Right.
If I'm encouraged, I guess, enough. But the food was good. The food was really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything just completely left wing that you hadn't heard of before.
Right.
And they had so many different options.
Yeah. I think my two favorite restaurants were the Mar House and the Steakhouse. Now, there were about five or six different restaurants to choose from. They had Italian, French, Steakhouse, Mar House, which is a seafood, and Mexican. So how many was that? I don't know, maybe five, maybe six. And then you had your sports bar with like snacks and drinks, and then right next, located to the sports bar, was like a midnight cafe, you shall call it, because it had burgers that they grilled for you, and hot dogs, like a bunch of different things, grilled quesadillas, tacos, you name it. There's like a chalkboard full of options for you to try.
Yeah, there was like a strip of just different stores and options of restaurants. I think my favorite restaurant probably had to have been Mar House as well. The grilled lobster was cool.
Oh my goodness.
I love calamari. They
Yes.
had the fried calamari. The entire thing was pretty cool.
Amazing. And the people were just like, so like, customer service was like, for an all-inclusive resort, you think like, okay, you get what you pay for, but no, they really went out their way. They were very kind. They offered, their suggestions. And one thing I would say, like, for people who do travel or who are not like used to traveling at all-inclusive places, yes, your tip and gratuity is included in that price when you book, but one little tip I would say, we would say, is to like carry some cash with you to tip, despite that, because these people are working through a pandemic, and it's not like it's the US, it's another country, it's out of the country, so they're even more than happy to accommodate you. They're more than happy to serve you with a smile on their face, not expecting anything in return. So it's a kind gesture to leave a tip at the table, or just, to your butler, or if you choose that service, or even checking in. Like if you want to leave a tip with the person who brought your bags in, do so, because it's a way to just let them know that you appreciate their kind gestures.
We are not we're not judging everybody's pockets, obviously, but understanding what they are going through as staff members. You're not there to make friends with them and things like that. You're there to enjoy yourself, and they have a job to do. But if you really kind of just, I don't know, we just had the opportunity to get to meet some of these people and speak to them, and their stories are all pretty cool. Right. We all have our own little testimonies, and that just kind of enhanced the fact that they were deserving of our appreciation, we should say.
For sure.
But I guess going into other things, we took advantage of an excursion when we got out there as well.
We booked that at the resort.
We booked it at the resort. The place was called Explore Escape. And we actually, we thought it was actually going to be like a, 4 or 5 hour trip. But this trip took all day. We don't have a problem with it, but it took all day. We got up at about 6:30. No, we got up earlier than that actually because we wanted to do room service.
Yeah, we ordered room service, but by the time we were leaving, that's when it came. So we didn't get a chance to take a bite.
So I think we scarfed down some stuff and then ran downstairs to the continental breakfast and
oh yeah, that's what we did.
Took some stuff from there and grabbed it to go. When we got on the bus to go, we thought the trip would take about at least a half hour to get there. Nah. It took 2 hours to get there. Two hours, which went by pretty quick actually. We were talking about how oddly taken back at the fact that we didn't realize it was 2 hours.
Right.
And we just so happened to meet the couple in front of us with their kids, and that 2 hours felt like 30 minutes because we opened up conversation and we kind of just talked to them about it. It was, the place we went to was located in Tulum, right?
Yeah, it was in Tulum. So we had the opportunity to see what the hype was about. But nonetheless, we wanted to do something adventurous because we got married and then we were blessed with our honeymoon baby. And so we haven't been able to do any adventurous activities since becoming parents. So we honestly wanted to do something for our 2-year anniversary that like brought a little bit more fun back to us, because we're fun people. And so it was nice having the opportunity to go zip lining. We did cenotes where you kind of like had like water activities. We had slides. There was this type of car.
So we went on like an off-road vehicle as well, which was pretty cool. We went through caves and drove up mountains and drove through water and things of that nature. It was all pretty cool. Be sure to check out our video to kind of go into detail with what we did. From there we went to from there we went to, what else did we do there?
We did like cave activities.
Oh yes. So we went ahead and it was like an underground swimming cave that we did. And then we did like a teamwork kind of paddle boat kind of thing where we had to paddle with our hands. It was all pretty cool. Like I said, for more details, definitely check out our video for sure. If there was one main suggestion that we can take away from the excursion, it would be to make sure you know when lunch starts. And we were lucky enough to take advantage of that. Actually, we chose to go ziplining first, right? We went ziplining first, and from ziplining, we ended up finishing ziplining around about 10:30 in the morning, 10:45, and we just so happened to say, hey, we were thirsty, let's go ahead and see what they have. Went ahead and got a smoothie at the restaurant, not knowing this was the whole kit and caboodle right here. Like, we needed to be here. And we asked the guy, hey, when are you guys opening? He said, 10 minutes. We were like, oh, okay. So we went ahead and got something to eat so we could do everything else that day on a full stomach. When we finished eating and we left that restaurant,
there was a line that like formed around the corner.
The line was crazy. So if there was any suggestion with this whole excursion thing, is check lunchtime and make sure you're not out there having too much fun while everybody eating and lining up, because the line was crazy.
Yeah,
sure.
And the food there was really good, right? It was really good. I mean, one thing about me is I love spicy food, and the fact that you get like these spicy salsas and verde and all of that was just heaven for me.
Don't be taken back by the fact that it's outside and you're like in the middle of like almost a jungle, because there are animals that would just kind of be floating around and things of that nature. Don't be taken back by that. The seating arrangements was pretty cool. They isolated everybody with COVID. There was like a plastic guard in between where everybody was seating, so we felt a little comfortable. And our waiters were very attentive, so we appreciate we appreciated the whole thing for sure.
Yeah. So moving on, after the excursion, we went back to the resort and we had hibachi.
Sorry about that, guys. So after we left the excursion, as we mentioned, the people there were very attentive. We went back to the hotel and we got ready for our anniversary dinner at the Hibachi restaurant. The Hibachi restaurant was pretty cool. There was a few things that went on before we got a chance to eat that we won't kind of go into too much because we love the people there. But
what went on? Oh, the wait.
We had our so we booked the day we got there. We booked reservations for the Hibachi restaurant that somehow didn't make the book. So as that occurred, we were standing there a bit puzzled, you know, and we didn't want to be a typical disgruntled group. So as we were puzzled, we kind of were a little bit patient as well, and we had a chance to meet Octavio.
Oh, yeah.
Octavio is one of my favorite guys that we met there.
Yeah, I think he's the manager of the
He was
French
the manager of
restaurant too.
At that time, though, yeah, he was the manager. He was basically holding down the restaurants there when we went. So he kind of just heard what we were going through, and he made it work. We were one of two couples in our own little room, and we were cool with that. We got in maybe about 30 minutes after we were supposed to, but like I said, patience is a virtue. We could have acted up and acted upset that our anniversary was ruined, but we definitely were a little bit patient and we enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, we
met
did.
Another cool couple from Florida.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, I've been to hibachis, and this wasn't something like, oh, we have to have it, but the experience is also a thing where it's like, okay, you get used to someone cooking for you, open fire entertainment, but the food was really good. I was surprised because, okay, we're in Mexico and having Japanese, and I mean, it was really good. Everything that they served was just flavorful, just fresh, like amazing.
No, yeah, the food was really, really good. It didn't take him long to prepare everything, so that kind of helped us out with the wait. And I guess because we got in a little late, all the waiters kind of diverted over to our group, and all hands were on deck. We were getting like drinks when we needed them. We were getting asked if we needed anything. I mean, it was just cool.
Yeah.
They kind of, like I said, everything kind of just shifted over to making sure that we felt good, and that's how the night ended.
Yeah, we had a really good night. Overall, let the people know, what is your rating for this hotel, Majestic Elegance? What is your rating from a scale of 0 to 10? And would you recommend this to your friends or anybody?
So I definitely recommend the resort to anybody who's interested in going. Hands down, I'm definitely doing that. From start to finish, everything was definitely manageable, and we felt good about things. I would say just due to COVID restrictions, and I'm not going against what they have going on there, but it limited accommodations just a tad when it came to like room service, getting our room cleaned in a timely manner, and kind of giving us new towels. You know, Alvaro kind of helped us out with that, but I would just rate the resort. I would just rate the resort an 8 out of 10. If that was,
I would too. That is my number. One thing I will also say is that for people who wanted to know if this particular resort, Majestic Elegance, offers complimentary COVID testing, it does. They on your first day, I don't know if we went over this, but if we did it on the first day when you check in, you're taken to a different area, and you're given like the butler information. You get your WhatsApp downloaded, and they take your number, and you are able to get all that sorted through for the hotel. But they also schedule you for your COVID testing, which is typically, we did ours the day before we traveled, and U.S. regulations recommend that you do it at least 72 hours prior to coming to the U.S.
It's actually it's a requirement.
It's a requirement.
It's a requirement for sure. You have to test negative before you're allowed to travel back. And the hotel, like we said, with the booking, provides the free COVID testing. The results we got within
2 hours.
2 hours.
It was so short, and we had our negative resort. We had our negative result, and we literally just walked. We got a result. We got the papers in the envelopes with our names, and we just kept walking on the resort, grabbed a drink, went back to our room, and like chilled by the pool. Right. So it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Mexico. I thoroughly enjoyed Majestic, Elegance. I would definitely go back and stay VIP as well.
And the whole COVID thing, man, it just makes you feel comfortable traveling back.
We felt safe.
Knowing that everybody there had to test negative before traveling back. Mm-hmm. It was just cool getting that comfort, you know. And
that we weren't bringing anything home. Mm-hmm. We have a child, we have parents, so we didn't want to have to expose anyone. So that's why we did our research prior to going, and we also like maintain social distance. We chose the private pool, we chose the private transfer. So like I said, if you guys want to see our vlog, check us out, check it out. It was previously posted, and I hope you enjoyed this video on our recommendation and what we thought about this resort. And if you have any questions, comment below, like and subscribe.
Yes, love y'all. We'll see y'all later.